This is 7 National News, and in our top story, the UAE Vice President, Prime Minister and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Rashid Al Maktoum, has affirmed that the UAE, under the leadership of UAE President His Highness Sheikh Khalifa bin Zayed Al Nahyan, has global ambitions to lead the world in innovation, economy, tourism and energy sectors, and that the leadership's first priority is the citizens' happiness. The ruler of Dubai's statement came during a ceremony held to honour 43 of the UAE's pioneers and innovators in 43 different fields, such as the social, economic, scientific, literary and educational fields. Among the honorees was the President of the General Women's Union, Supreme Chairwoman of the Family Development Foundation and Chairwoman of Motherhood and Childhood Supreme Council, Her Highness Sheikha Fatima bint Mubarak. Present at the ceremony were the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Interior, Lieutenant General Sheikh Saif bin Zayed Al Nahyan, and Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Presidential Affairs, Sheikh Mansour bin Zayed Al Nahyan, who received the Special National Medal on behalf of Mother of the UAE, Her Highness Sheikha Fatima bint Mubarak. Sheikh Mohammed said that the late Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan and late Sheikh Rashid bin Zayed Al Maktoum are the first pioneers, for they have built a nation that doesn't settle for less than number one. His Highness Sheikh Mohammed also expressed his happiness and satisfaction for the community engagement and nomination for UAE's top pioneers, as the public entries reached 137,000 nominations during only 15 days, and concluded by saying that the future of the UAE will be made by the hands of pioneers, achievers and creative individuals. And earlier on Monday, the Vice President and Prime Minister of the UAE and ruler of Dubai, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, received Abdul Latif bin Rashid Al Zayani, the Secretary General of the Cooperation Council for the Arab States of the Gulf, who is in the UAE as part of a tour to member countries ahead of the 35th GCC Summit, which will convene on the 8th of December in Doha, Qatar. During the meeting, His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid viewed the agenda and the details of the forthcoming summit of the GCC leaders and underscored the importance of continuing the march of GCC states with resolve and certainty. His Highness Sheikh Hamdan bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, Crown Prince of Dubai and Chairman of the Dubai Executive Council, attended the Spirit of the Union celebrations marking the 43rd National Day of the UAE, which was open for the public and featured a host of festivities. His Highness Sheikh Hamdan expressed his happiness for the public participation in Spirit of the Union celebrations that took place in Dubai and appreciated the organisers' efforts to host the festivities that symbolise the values of loyalty, patriotism and allegiance, adding that they also recognise the achievements of the founding fathers. The Dubai Crown Prince further stressed that the National Day celebrations must continue throughout the year and it should stand as a lighthouse for development, modernisation and innovation. His Highness Sheikh Hamdan attended these celebrations together with His Highness Sheikh Mansour bin Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum and His Highness Sheikh Hashar bin Maktoum bin Juma Al Maktoum, the Director of Dubai Information Department, as well as a number of ministers and directors of local departments in Dubai. As part of the festivities, a huge theatre that could accommodate 3,500 people was constructed opposite the Burj Al Arab, which also featured a heritage village where visitors could try Emirati cuisine and witness the traditional dances. The main highlight of the show was the spectacular fireworks display and the 3D show on the Burj Al Arab. As the UAE celebrates its 43 years of union as one country, patriotism runs high. However, it goes beyond the 2nd of December and the festivities, as a latest YouGov survey reveals. According to the study, around 85% of Emiratis believe a compulsory military service in the UAE will have an invaluable and lifelong impact on young men, while 7 out of 10 Emiratis believe women should have the right to sign up for the armed forces. At present, it is optional for women aged between 18 to 30 and provided they have their parents' consent. There are just some of the results from the latest survey conducted by YouGov on 1,020 respondents, 11% of whom were Emirati. They were asked their opinion on national service for young recruits from across the UAE. YouGov says the more interesting find is the big support for Emirati women's right to join the service, which reflects a very important and positive step towards empowering local women. Westerners in particular also agreed that women have a right to be in the military should they choose. The first batch of recruits began their training in September. The World Food Programme on Monday suspended food aid to more than 1.7 million Syrian refugees in neighbouring Jordan, Lebanon, Turkey, Iraq and Egypt. World Food Programme blames a financing crisis caused by unhonoured cash pledges of $64 million, which is essential to continue financing the distribution of food vouchers through December. WFP Executive Director Rathryn Cousins says the suspension of food assistance will endanger the health and safety of refugees in neighbouring host countries. It is also feared that this will also potentially cause further tensions, instability and insecurity in the region. WFP said the refugees affected by the suspension of food aid included many children in Lebanon and Jordan who are facing harsh winters without adequate clothing or footwear. They're also living in tents that are already drenched in mud that has made hygiene precarious. Since the conflict erupted 3.5 years ago, WFP has fed millions of displaced people inside Syria and up to 1.8 million refugees in the host countries. The World Food Programme says they would resume the distribution of electronic food vouchers as soon as the cash comes in. The Ministry of Economy has fined 22 stores across the country for hiking the price of National Day souvenirs. The ministry conducted 40 raids in different parts of the UAE as part of a campaign against such practices. According to local reports, Dr. Hashim Al-Nuaimi, the Director of Consumer Protection Department, said consumers complained to the ministry that some shops hiked the prices of National Day souvenirs by 40 to 80%, which prompted the ministry to set up teams to follow up on the complaints in cooperation with the bodies concerned. Prices of products like UAE flags, streamers, banners and other decorative materials were found to have been increased, even though the department had distributed brochures in shops that sell National Day souvenirs, warning them against hiking the prices of such decorative items. The department has also urged consumers to not buy such products at the hiked rates and asked them to report price hikes to the Consumer Complaint section. And finally, in the bulletin, as the UAE celebrates the 43rd anniversary of its union, the UAE National Day is an occasion where nationals, residents and even tourists get together at various landmarks around the city to celebrate the occasion as one community. Hundreds of residents flocked over to the Sakim area on the eve of the National Day as Dubai marked the occasion with a stunning pyrotechnic display at the Burj Al Arab. Residents cheered and recited the national anthems as the fireworks illuminated the sky above the Jumeirah area to mark the special occasion and the historical event. The presentation, coupled with the fireworks, highlighted the key milestones of the country, particularly paying special focus to winning the bid as host city for the World Expo in 2020. Throughout the National Day festivities, UAE nationals as well as the residents decorate their cars in the colours of the UAE flag and also pay special tribute to the late founding father. The late Sheikh Zayed had been instrumental in the formation of the UAE on the 2nd of December 1971, as well as pioneering the national development during the country's early years. The day the UAE flag was hoisted to signify the creation of the country remains close to the hearts of many. Till this day, widespread celebrations are held throughout the country, with a host of activities and events organised in each emirate. The festivities are not just an entertainment for those who attend, it is also to express their admiration and love for the country they call home.
We enjoyed this tremendously, and we understand that the United Emirates are proud of what they have achieved. Fireworks are the best fireworks I've ever seen, and I've seen a lot. And I found the story which was being told very impressive. So, great show.
It was amazing, and we really enjoyed today, and there were a lot of celebrations today. So we were just running from place to place, and thanks God the kids were fine with it. So yeah, we really enjoyed it.
We all love Dubai.
And the
fireworks was amazing. This year it was really amazing. And it is just getting better and better every year. Thank you. Happy National Day!
We are happy today regarding our National Day 43 and say كل عام وأنت بخير إماراتنا الحبيبة, and you as well. You are like our partner in this country. Everybody happy today. You can see many nationality. Everybody happy with this celebrated today, and كل عام وأنت بخير إماراتي الحبيبة.
السلام عليكم، كل عام وأنتم بخير، مبارك على شيوخنا اليوم الوطني. اليوم مبارك. اليوم الوطني مبارك.
عيشي بلادي عاش اتحاد إماراتنا اشتي لشعب دينها الإسلام هدي كرران حسنتك بسم الله يا وطن.